thanks to the hard work of our nearly 3,000 troops who deployed to West Africa. Logistics have been set up, Ebola treatment units have been built, over 1,500 African health workers have been trained, and volunteers around the world have gained the confidence to join the fight. We were a force multiplier. It wasn't just what we put in, it's the fact that when we put it in, people looked around and said, all right, America's got our back, so we'll come too.
Ebola has not vanished. It has not been magically cured. There remain thousands still being affected and still dying. But there is hope thanks to a plant normally associated with deadly after effects. This, as a nation, can't seem to keep track of the money being sent there to fight the disease. This and so much more. Let's welcome back to MidPoint. He is the executive director of Fambul Tok, an organization dedicated to advancing peace in the African war-torn communities. He has also been at ground zero of the Ebola outbreak in Sierra Leone for the duration. Joining us from Sierra Leone, John Caulker. John, it's good to see you again.
Thank you very much, Ed, for having me.
Since the last time we talked, it's been a while. Have things gotten better in Sierra Leone? We are told that they have, but what's the reality?
It's a relative term, because when you say things get better, yes, there is a reduction in new cases. But I also want to remind listeners that it only takes one case to launch a storm. Just one case. So we are still experiencing new cases. In Sierra Leone, we're still experiencing between 10 to 15 new cases. In Guinea, it's almost the same. Liberia, yes, about 3 cases per week. But the fact is, yes, the figures are getting down, but we still record new cases every day. So it's a little bit worrisome that we say things are getting better.
John,
it is a relative term.
Why are there new cases? Because we have heard so much about, and even you've told us about, the outreach to people there, making sure they're educated, letting them know what's happening here. Are people there still not listening to you?
Well, you should be informed that, this is a large country, and West Africa is also large. We are looking at Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. I think there are isolated cases. However, the focus should not just be on the big picture. Let us try to chase Ebola from every corner in Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia. So the fact remains that we still have new cases showing up, but we are doing our best, working with communities, working with the structures. So the fact is, yes, we are doing our best, and there are still isolated cases.
Now, we heard the President of the United States here coming into this segment, and he talked about the fact that American troops came into the area. They were actually in Liberia and Ghana. I want to point out that you are in Sierra Leone, but they came into this area. They set up some infrastructure. In your opinion, and from what you have been able to gather on the ground, did the troops do a good job? Was it worth having them there? Did they leave too soon? What's the reality?
Good job. Yes, they did a good job. They sacrificed their lives for all of us. And we are very grateful to America for this great support. Because at a time when everyone was turning their back on us, they sent in their troops. 3,000 troops, it's quite a sizable number. However, I think, yes, it's President Obama just announced that, yes, by April, they're thinking of withdrawing. I think it's a little too soon. They were part of a big structure. Their presence was not only servicing Liberia. They worked with the UN Ebola mission in Ghana. They provided valuable infrastructural support. They helped train people. But I think it's too soon for them to talk about withdrawing. I will encourage your government to consider revisiting that decision. When we get to zero, that should be the time they should think of withdrawing.
What about other governments, John? Because people here in the States will always say that America always seems to be the ones taking point and other countries don't follow us. Are other developed nations, bigger countries, are they still there? Have they done enough to help?
Yes. As the president said, as President Obama said, it's part of a big picture. The Americans are working alongside the British and the French troops. The British are actually manning the Sierra Leone Ebola, most of the Ebola treatment centers in Sierra Leone, whilst the French are also supporting Guinea. But the services that the American provided is really enormous, so we thank them for that. But they are part of a large project. The Chinese are also coming on board. The Cubans, we are also on board. Some are providing resources. But I think it's important to know that the boots on the ground, the logistical support that the American provided was a welcome news for all of us, and that helped greatly.
John, there has been discussion here in America and coverage recently on 60 Minutes last night. There was a discussion of ZMapp, the drug which was used early on. There were only so many doses of it that were available. Now they're going to start further trials. And the people in Canada who helped develop this say there's, in their mind, they believe that they have found a cure for Ebola. I mean, just to be able to hear that has to give you some hope. But then again, you must also be going, please get it to us quickly because we simply can't wait. Would you then have them not necessarily go through the trials, whatever they have, get it to us and let us at least try it?
Well, I think we've gone through we've actually gone through the storm, so to speak. So at this point in time, I will suggest let them go through the trial because we want a cure. So for now, I will hesitate to say it's a cure because they've not gone through any proper trial. I mean, they've had some cases of success, but some people also died whilst receiving ZMapp. So I think it will be good for us to be patient, let them go through the trial and produce a cure once and for all.
But you have to feel pretty good about it, though, John. When you look at the people around you and you see people still coming down with the disease, you've got to feel buoyed by the fact that there may be something on the horizon here that can help save that country.
Yes, certainly. So we are very, very happy and we are looking forward to the cure. But for now, it is not a cure. It is a medication that they are developing, and for now, it is the closest to a cure. So until it becomes a cure, I mean, let's refer to it as a drug in trial.
I've only got a few seconds left, 30, 40 seconds left. Tell us about Fambul Tok and the community effort.
I mean, this is the piece that people are forgetting, that it is important to involve communities in everything we do. And the work of communities is going largely unnoticed. There are a group of women. What we are doing in communities is to lay the structures to avoid any challenge that we've had in the past. After the war, we had a lot of aid, but the aid was wasted. So now we are trying to see how can the communities be involved in managing resources. We've heard recently about the mismanagement of resources. If there is a strong community participation and involvement to hold our leaders accountable, we hope we will avoid this type of situation moving forward. This is very important. It is the missing link in a sustainable process for us to avoid Ebola and dependency, hopefully once and for all.
John, you and your folks are doing great work under very difficult circumstances. As always, we wish you health. We hope everything goes well. We will touch base again. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care. It still takes a journalist to tell a story without fear of reprisal or having an agenda. Jon Stewart, we'll talk about him when we come back.